Taurus, here is your astrological game plan for 2025. The setup for my Taurians is insane. From 2008 to 2024, while Pluto was in Capricorn, you were able to see the ideal structures of your vision. Pluto gave each of you, at some point, a solid feeling about what to build and what not to build. There should have been a rearrangement for you during this period, as you were figuring out how to take all the skills you have and apply them toward manifesting fulfilling desires. Now that Pluto is officially in Aquarius until 2043, Taurus is amping up for the most incredible phase of production in history. The futuristic tones of Aquarius already have us ramping up production with rapidly developing AI, which is making creativity an automatic feature in everyone's life. For my Taurians, this is because you are learning to stay focused on the big picture. As the builders of the zodiac, you are aiming to create the most incredible values that speak to the true desires of your earthy hearts. As a group, you are entering the most potently active times of your life, where everything that doesn't fit with your final product will be stripped away by Pluto, and there will be a constant need to go to the next level of the big picture. You must stay grounded in the knowledge that this is a long-range process. You can't rush this, so stick to your strengths, stay grounded in a long-term strategy. There are some less obvious elements at play for you that also make playing the long game a great idea. With Neptune entering Aries for the next 14 years, you're at the start of washing away all the blockages to your more innate skills, the kind of skills you came here already possessing at birth. Neptune opens up the muddy specks on the Taurian goggles and allows you to unify yourself with these incredible pieces that are necessary for the more fulfilling Neptune conjunction. This will occur for all Taurians at some point in the next 28 years. 28 years isn't a long time. It's one Saturn cycle. Just think, most Capricorns' lives are just beginning at 30. So before you let your Taurus mind stress you about the time gap, just know that your journey to that point can be filled with compound growth. And Neptune is one of the major players here to help your development. But if you want to continue to merge with those who are not in line with your values, don't be surprised if Pluto and Neptune both continue to flush these players and situations out the hard way. If you use the awareness that I provide to sense when these things are occurring, you can stop fighting them. You can realize why these tough operations of dissolution, elimination, and ultimately transformation are operating for you. And you can trust that the process ahead aims to unite you with something far greater. For all my Taurians, the last 7 years has been one turbulent moment after another, particularly because Uranus was aiming to bring you a level of satisfaction on an individual level. You may have experienced betrayals from others during this period of time that hurt deeply. Likely this was because you had already betrayed your values in order to make those people happy. Uranus broke up the structure of these relationships so that a new beginning of greater individual self-expression based off of your true values could take its place. Now that Uranus enters Gemini, you are also building new skills of individuation. You are learning to authentically be yourself again. This time, it's so that in about 40 years, when Uranus opposes your sun sign again, you can truly step into the most authentic version of yourself. The key here would be to double down on the earthquakes that Uranus blasted your life with, and the new potential pathways to greater self-expression that Uranus brought in. Do not go backwards at this time. If you do, you won't be able to cash in on the greater opportunities Uranus aims to open up for you 7 to 14 years from now as it works its way through Cancer. But first, you must do the work that no one really sees to become the person whose values everyone respects, honors, and supports. With Saturn working its way through Pisces, most of my Taurians, born in the latter half of Taurus season, still have an amazing opportunity to solidify some of the growth Uranus opened up, allowing you to plant really amazing seeds for your ideal future, and to finally start seeing a lot of the long-term work of the last 30 years opening up the gates of opportunity. For all of my Taurians, the last 2.5 to 3 years should have showed you some gateways like the one I just mentioned. If not, it may be because you've accumulated so much external and internal blockages from merging with others or forgoing your own true values that the opportunity was literally Saturn just hacking away all the crud, keeping you from fulfilling your destiny. Now that Saturn will be entering Aries and will take a once in a 30-year trip through the sign, not only will you open up to your more innate skills, you will have a 3-year opportunity to realize these skills in a practical way, which you can effectively apply to your life. All the hard work you've done has prepared you for this time period. There is plenty to cash in on if you're willing to commit to the practice and skill development required of such a period. Because as Jupiter moved through your zodiac sign about a year ago, it brought a fresh 12-year cycle of growth to your doorstep. All the growth of your previous 12 years should have brought to life some sort of satisfying period for you. If the growth was not present, then you would not have been able to tolerate the fact that you weren't expanding in your life, and you likely felt the need to free yourself from the constraints and false comforts that were holding you back. As Jupiter moves ahead through Gemini, you're plugging away on the first stepping stones to the self-development you truly desire. As you do this, you are opening up to your first big opportunities which are already on the horizon. With Jupiter entering Cancer and plugging through 2/3 of Cancer starting in June of 2025. So a year of opportunity and skill building is definitely on the horizon. You have the vision from Pluto's time in Capricorn, and you have a fresh set of downs thanks to Uranus and Neptune in the last 7 to 14 years. It's now time to ground yourself in your season and work that long-range plan to success. Just make sure this time that the outcome is based on your values.